welcome to Pretty Girl Love Trap content. Okay, so I am hella behind on power, okay? Your girl was sick. She lost her voice. She was over here sounding like Roger Troutman, computer love. I am not 100%, so I should say, excuse me if, my voice is not too appeasing at this point, y'all. But your girl can finally talk, okay, without sounding too crazy. Had to get my attitude right, my physicality right, okay? Had to get my mind right. And yeah, I'm up and about, and I am able to review Power Book 2, episode 4, getting these ends, okay? Because it's a hot mess, y'all. We are on a break, and Power comes back in about a week. So my goal was to make sure, okay, you guys had episode 4 and 5 review by the time episode 6 is released, okay? Because it is a lot going on, all right? A whole lot going on, and hopefully this review won't be too long, okay? Because I got to rest my vocal cords, okay? I got to see what these singers be doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, y'all, that was ghetto. But excuse me, okay? Yeah, I think I need to get some more tea and honey, rest my vocal cords, what have you. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for clicking on this video. As always, I miss you guys. Being sick is the worst, okay? So you guys, just make sure you out there in the streets, okay? Being safe, you know what I'm saying? Make sure, you don't have any germs or cooties that you're getting out from out and about, okay? Because the cooties got your girl, okay? And yeah, it was not cute. It was not cute, okay? But let's go ahead and get into this episode, okay? Y'all, this episode is already starting real ignorant, okay? So why is Carrie, Miss, I used to be in law enforcement, in the woods, okay? And not just in the woods, y'all. She is outside of her car, okay? Standing in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, girl, have we not seen all of the scary movies, okay? We, African Americans, okay, don't last very far, okay, into the movie, okay? Opening credits, boom, black person dead, okay? So, girl, why are you in the middle of the woods outside of your vehicle nonetheless, okay? Just calling out, oh, Zeke, is that you? She's hearing noises rustling in the woods, and I'm like, child, girl, you are like the dumbest professor I have ever seen, okay? So, yeah, y'all, like, I'm over it. I am so over it, okay? So she is texting Zeke back and forth, and she proceeds to go back in the car, which she never left, but okay, I'm tired of talking about that. So, he says he's on his way, and next thing we see, boom, glass broke. Monet comes in, puts a gun to her head. Of course, Carrie, she gives the old white woman tears or what have you. And, Monet's like, yo, I told you to stop messing with my nephew. Okay, so now he's on the hook for this murder that he did not commit. So I need you to figure out who killed Jabari, okay? Because we don't have time for this, okay? We are trying to go into the draft. So, of course, Carrie, she has these white woman tears. And, yeah, I'm like, girl. And what phone service do y'all have, okay? Because, the woods don't be having the good services and whatnot. So it must be Verizon or what have you. But anywho, y'all, that scene annoyed the hell out of me. And Monet, like, we did not hear her car come up. We didn't see any headlights. We didn't see anything, hear anything. Like, did you park somewhere in the other side of the woods and walk over? And I'm sure both of y'all have heels on. Like, y'all. Lord, realistic was not the word of the day when they shot this scene, okay? So y'all, we see Davis over there. He's shopping for a new whip or what have you. We're really showing Davis as this real materialistic, money hungry lawyer. But I do feel like some point at the end of, his time on the series or the end of the series, we're going to see tables turn on Davis. And this is going to be very interesting, especially what's going on with his brother, okay? So, he's showing this to Sax and what have you. Sax, he ain't about that, okay? He probably got a Metro card. He probably never owned a car, driven a car, none of that. So, that is not his value system. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we're gonna see. I love the dynamic between Davis and Sax. So, I am definitely going to be interested on this little ride that they are going to take us on. So yeah, y'all, Tariq, he busts in, not busts in, but he goes into the office, and let them know, like, hey, they are trying to frame Zeke, okay? And a little birdie told me that there was a police gun on the scene with Jabari's body. And so, of course, they're trying to figure out, like, how he knows this information and why is this important, okay? Why is Zeke's freedom so important to Tariq? But Tariq said, hey, the terms of conditions in terms of me being in this university, Zeke needs to stay in school and get good grades or I'm outie 5,000, okay? So this is very important to me. So, yeah, so we're going to see where that takes us, okay? So now we have a meeting at the dean's office, okay? So we have Professor Sexaholic, we have Tate, we have Stern, and Officer doing too damn much, okay? And so long story short, the point of this particular meeting, Tate is replacing Professor Sexaholic and as the liaison between the students and the faculty and the police, okay? And Stern, he bosses up to Officer doing too damn much because it's like, you are harassing our students and it's not a good look, okay? We all about the coin and the money, okay? And so, police sniffing around, accusing people, that ain't cute. Of course, he didn't say all that, but we know Stern's motivation is money and power, okay? And so, the professor, he's, trying to explain to him, hey, there may be some motive with Zeke. And of course, he asked Carrie. Of course, Carrie can't spill her tea. So she pretty much diverts the situation. She was like, yeah, I heard there was a drug pipeline, okay? When I was reading Jabari's notes, he talked about a drug pipeline on campus. So, of course, the dean, he said, I'm going to have a campus sweep going on. And yeah, we need to, see if we find any drugs, all right? And so at the end of the meeting, Tate and Carrie, they're outside and he's very intrigued, okay? Because he puts two and two together, okay? He said, you screwing Zeke, you was screwing Jabari, and you had some history with the professor. So yeah, he is real intrigued, okay? You could tell he wants to ride that ride, okay? He wants to get on that roller coaster. And yeah, Tate, you be careful what you ask for, bruh. Be careful what you ask for and just make sure you use a condom, okay? Because we ain't got time. All right. So, Professor, Carrie, she also tells Tate, like, hey, finding the killer will be to your advantage, okay? Because that, my dear sir, that will equal an election win. And we know that is what you want. So, of course, Tate has motive to figure out, who killed Jabari as well. This reminds me of a whole big game of Clue, y'all. This is funny to me, okay? So Monet, she ends up hiring Davis, okay? He meets her at the bar and he tells her, yo, bro, that costs $1 million. And I'm like, ooh, $1 million? I mean, just a clear $1 million. Like, I'm going to need a breakdown. I'm going to need to invoice exactly what this $1 million is for, okay? Like, come on, Davis. Like, why does it come up to a whole $1 million? Like, nothing is an even number. Can you tell me, like, for real, like, can it be like $999.58? I would feel a little better about that, okay? Because that made me feel like you ain't cheating me. But of course, we ain't trying to break down, okay? Because this is Monet, okay? She does not cross all her T's and dots her I's, all right? So she goes into the safe and tries to get the money out. And I'm like, girl, you trying to pay this man in all cash? Like, no cashier's check, no nothing? Like, okay, I guess this drug dealer talk here, all right? So the safe is empty, y'all. The safe is empty, and Monet is like, yo, I'm going to get you your money in a couple of days. David's like, okay, you got 3 days, okay? You got 72 hours to come up with my bread, all right? So we see Monet, and she has the contractor on the ground, okay? She hired the contractor to fix the windows in her bar. And of course, him and his crew was all up in the bar. So she's blaming him, okay, for the lost money. And we see that she tore up his ear with some pliers. Like, she was real gruesome with it, girl. And I'm like, ooh, like this is a lot, but pretty much he doesn't seem like he's, very convincing that he has the money or not. He's doing a horrible job of pleading the case for his life. So she ends up killing him, all right? And I'm like, Monet, I hope brushed off this scene. Like, I hope you did all your, things, because we don't need the CS of the eye, okay, to be coming up into this scene and linking you to any murders, okay? Because we saw how she, taught Cain, and, he's horrible at the killings or whatnot. So, y'all, we're having a meeting at the Tejada house, and, all the kids are there, and they're, bringing all the money that they raised. And, yeah, y'all. Oh, no, not this part. I apologize. She's actually asking, where is the money from the bar, okay? And so as soon as she asks, we see Diana looking guilty as fuck, okay? She is looking like, oh, my God. And I'm like, girl, you stole that money? I can see, I never done this, but I can see you taking a little $20 out your mama's purse or something. But you didn't think she was going to miss the whole $1 million? And y'all had exactly $1 million in the safe. Like, make it make sense, y'all. But hey, this is TV, so I'm going to keep it moving, all right? So she ends up texting Davis wanting to transfer the money she stole from Lorenzo's case to Zeke's case, okay? Because she stole that money to get her pappy out of prison. And I'm like, girl. Girl. So yeah, you're about to really sacrifice your father for your cousin now? Like, it's a lot, okay? And so Davis, he texts back and, immediately, okay? He was like, nah, bruh, we don't do that. We don't do exchanges or what have you. So yeah, y'all. Diana is caught into a little pickle, okay? A little pickle, not one of them good pickles that be in the Chick-fil-A sandwiches, okay? So we see detective doing too damn much, okay? He's in his office. And so the DA lady that Sachs is effing with, she introduces Tate, Kamal Tate, which is Lorenz Tate. What is his first name? I don't know. But yeah, Kamal. Okay, we're going to call him Kamal. He is now joining detective doing too damn much in the investigation, okay? And he is adding all of the common sense, okay? All of the common sense to this investigation, okay? So he is going to serve as the level-headed person, okay? Because we already know Detective Heartbreak is not thinking clearly, all right? So, y'all, we see Mecca and Cain, okay? They're at Mecca's fake penthouse or what have you. And Cain is telling all of the family business, all of the family tea. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's, like, writing a memoir or what have you. And I'm like, bruh, this is not therapy. So, and don't get me wrong, Mecca was prying a little bit, all right? And so he, includes like, hey, we need to raise $1 million to get my cousin out of this, little situation. And, Mecca was like, that's interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to give you some licks because, I got the ops over there. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to take over my territory. And I'm going to give you opportunity to make some extra money, all right? So, yeah, I guess this is, is equivalent to, getting a bonus out of regular 9 to 5, all right, y'all? So we see Cain. He's all sitting all comfy on Braden's bed, okay? And so Braden walks in, and he's like, oh, okay, what you doing here? And so Cain, he's fake looking for Tariq and everything. And long story short, Cain ends up manipulating Braden into rolling with him. And y'all, Braden is just so green, okay? I'm so frustrated with Braden, y'all, but okay, I'm gonna let that go for right now. So Sachs and the DA lady, they're talking about the case. And of course, they're on opposite sides of the fence, but they're, comparing notes and what have you. And this is going to be sticky, okay? This is going to get real nasty and messy, okay? And so he pretty much tells her, like, hey, you need to, like, be in good with Kamal, okay? He is, someone that you should, rely on in terms of this case. So she goes into the other room to call him, okay? And Sachs, grimy behind, he goes and peeps into her purse because she has all of the important files up in this purse. I'm like, girl, Do they not use cases anymore in 2021? A briefcase with some keys, because you really have some important information up in this little purse, girl. I'm like, ooh, like, you get a 0 for confidentiality, okay? So, in the files, he sees Ramirez's gun pictured in one of the pictures. And so he realizes that, hey, Tariq was kind of telling me some truths into the investigation. But of course, Saks and, the St. Patrick's, they like oil and vinegar, oil and water, or, oil and hot sauce, whatever it is saying is, okay, y'all? Y'all get what I'm saying, all right? So, y'all, the sweep of all the drugs, okay, on the campus, it came back to bite us, okay, because Bruchandria, okay, was just being too loose with, putting the drugs in Lauren's drawer. And of course, we knew it was going to come to bite Lauren in the buttocks, okay? So now Lauren, she's being interrogated by Kamal, okay? And, he was pretty much like, hey, Lauren, you need to let us know what's going on with these drugs, girl, okay? And she was like, I'm not into the drugs. I don't know who's into it, but I ain't snitching, okay? Snitches end up in the ditches, okay? I ain't doing all that. And I'm like, I kind of feel Lauren for that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, like, I feel bad. Like, I don't feel like a thug by saying I would have spilled the beans or what have you. Y'all don't judge me. I'm trying to think what I would do. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I probably have to call my mama, okay? All else fails, call your mama to figure out what you need to do, okay? And Lauren, she does not call and include her parents in this whole ordeal. And I'm like, girl, you have rights. You have rights. You're so smart, but you're so dumb. So Carrie, she goes to Kamal. She's like, hey, Kamal, I used to be in law enforcement and I can help Lauren. You know what I'm saying? I can help her kind of help us. And I'm like, girl, was this law enforcement information like available to you when you was up in the woods, or when everybody was popping up at your house and what detective doing too damn much was threatening you with all these details? Like, that law enforcement ish is is very selective, girl. I'm gonna need you to figure out if you want to be a ex law enforcement person or not, because it's not working in your favor. So we see Carrie, and this scene made me want Carrie to die, y'all. Because I was like, okay, I don't want her to die before this point. Maybe she could transfer to another school, change careers, like do something else. But no, I'm like, girl, you need to die, D-I-E, die right now, okay? Because she done manipulated little Lauren, okay, to wear a wire to figure out what's going on with all of the drugs and to help find Jabari's killer, okay? And that was the thing that really, got Lauren on board. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Carrie's on, the chopping block as far as I'm concerned, okay? And so we see Kamal, he over there holding a rollie, y'all. A rollie, and this is going to be her wire. I'm like, oh, okay, y'all had this just chilling up in the evidence locker. And it was ticking, boom, like a time bomb. Like, really? Like, I've never owned a Rolex, but I know Rolexes do not tick, okay? They sweep, okay? They sweep, okay? So, yeah, y'all. Yeah, we're just going to let this ride for right now, okay? So, y'all, we see Tariq. He's having dinner with the estate lawyer, and he's pretty much providing Tariq with all of the receipts, the literal receipts that Big Mama is on the bottle heavy, okay? She is spending the moolah, the bread for Yaz on on the liquor, okay? And I mean, I took a brief look at the receipts. It's like $20-$30 here, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure, how, in the course of a month, how, that the percentages is, okay? Like, are you still buying Yaz the school clothes and the food and whatnot? I mean, they was cooking bacon the other day, you know what I'm saying, the other episode. So I'm assuming you do got the groceries up in the house, child. But yeah, but Big Mama, you doing too much, okay? So long story short, Tariq, he, convinces the estate lawyer to support, quote unquote, support him in the fight to get Yaz, okay? Because he wants custody because Big Mama is not fit. And I'm like, Tariq, I feel you, bro. I feel you. But yeah, your life is a little too hectic to be taking custody of Yaz. I mean, do we not have any aunts or uncles anywhere? A grand aunt, grand uncle, a third cousin? Like, oh my God. I mean, child, this is a lot, okay? So y'all, on episode 1 of Adventures of Ebony and Ivory, y'all, we see Brayden and Kane, child. Oh my God. So let's call this lick number 1, okay? So lick number 1, we're using Brayden's car, of course. And, we don't think about renting cars or stealing a car to do a crime. We're going to use Brayden's car, okay? So long story short, Brayden drops Kane off at this little hole in the wall, and he's waiting for Kane, and Brayden low-key almost gets carjacked. But in the nick of time, Kane comes in, kills the guy, and leaves with the so-called money that he got from the hole in the wall, okay? And so Brayden, he's all like adrenaline filled, like, just real like jackass, ridiculous. It's like he just real, just that white boy, like that white boy, just adrenaline feel, okay? So, y'all, that's going to stress me out. And long story short, yeah, Brayden, he's definitely bitten off more than he can chew. And they actually shot at his car, okay? So we have the gunshots on Brayden's car. So, y'all, we at this conjugal visit with Monet and Lorenzo. And long story short, she was like, hey, pretty please, hubby, yes. Do you mind if we, put up the house and get a second mortgage or something to raise money for Zeke? And, of course, Lorenzo was like, nah, bruh, we just building up. We had to pay for our defense for my case, and we work too hard to, gather up the money that we do have. So no, ma'am, but you can use the money that's in the bar. But of course, we know ain't no money in the bar, and Monet ain't tell him. So yeah, she's like, I'm gonna figure it out. Okay. So Monet, I guess you ain't do all the right moves in the bedroom, girl. I mean, maybe you should have tried some new tricks, and then maybe he would have said yes, but that's neither here nor there. Okay. So, y'all, we see Drew, he's babysitting Zeke, and, they're looking at Jamil Hill on ESPN or whatever, and she's talking about Zeke and the whole case and situation. Of course, Zeke, I'm so over this, like, this is the bullshit, that's a horrible Zeke impression, but, we know how Zeke gets down, okay? So Drew gets an idea to ask Everett to protest the game with the team and to start a GoFundMe, okay? So on the next scene, we see Everett and Drew there and having the sex and whatnot. And Everett's going to die, y'all. Everett is going to die. He just got one of them, like, them faces of poor innocent boy going to die, okay? So after their sex scene or whatever, session, Everett confesses like, hey, I just wanted to, let you know that I mentioned your name during the investigation of the club altercation that we had, a few weeks ago. And of course, Drew is pissed. And yeah, y'all, this is the interesting, love dynamic, but I'm so over it. Like, miss me with all this, but okay, I guess it's going to be a pivotal part in the future because they are not showing all of these scenes between Everett and Drew for no reason. And I low-key feel like Drew may have to kill Everett or something. But yeah, I'm going to get into that later, okay? So y'all, on episode 1 of Boosting 101, we see Diana and Effie, y'all. They are in like a Saks Fifth Avenue, a Neiman Marcus or Nordstrom's type store, okay? And, we see all of the high-end things. And Effie is looking good, okay? She got the finest of the lace front, okay? She got this bad little Fendi outfit, and she is doing a damn thing. And I'm like, ooh, I would love to see Effie more girly like this. I really love it. But ain't nothing like a woman that can switch it up, okay? Okay. What did Drake say? We look the best with our hair tied and no makeup on and with sweats on. Okay. So fellas, get you a woman that can do both. Okay. Okay. Cause ain't nothing like, a woman that can put on the sneakers and put on the Timbs and then put on the stilettos. Okay. Like, that just adds a little spice in your life or what have you. But I'm going to let that be. Okay. So they're, forming this little, I guess, friendship. But they're having different, conversations about different things. And Diana asked Effie about her parents. And she kind of said, I don't F with my parents, okay? And so I definitely feel like we should delve into that. What's going on? Where are your parents? Who is your pappy? Who is your mammy? Okay, because Lord knows the power writers will write something in there where somebody ends up being Effie's pappy. And yeah, y'all, that's going to be another twist. But yeah, I would definitely love Effie's story a little more in the future, maybe season 3, okay? So they also start talking about Tariq, and Effie was like, well, don't F with Tariq, okay? Because, you're going to end up getting hurt. And I'm like, girl, you crossed Tariq first. Like, did we not, like, girl, we need you to hold yourself accountable, girl, because that ain't cool, all right? But we also learned that Diana is a virgin, and she really wants to make sure it's, her virginity is taken by the right person. And I'm like, ooh, are they going to write a scene where Tariq takes her virginity and that's going to cause like another layer of deepness? I don't know, y'all. That sounds real like Young and Restless in General Hospital. Like, I would love to see all of that unfold, okay? So, y'all, and see, this is why Zeke is just so special. So he's sitting on the porch, okay, at Monet's house, right? And so this reporter is like on the sidewalk, if you will, and pretty much questioning questioning Zeke. And of course, Zeke doesn't have the right answers. And so, of course, Drew, he pulls up, coming back, which he should have had clear instructions for Zeke, okay? But I think that everybody's finding out how dumb Zeke is, okay? Because if you know what I'm saying, being framed for murder, you would be up in the house, okay? So the reporter, he getting real saucy, okay? He's starting to bring up Lorenzo and Drew. He was not having that, okay? You are not about to talk about his poppy. And as soon as he started going off the mouth with Lorenzo, yeah. Drew gave him a real good, I won't even say it was 2-piece. It was probably a 1-piece, okay? So, what I'm saying? Like, the reporter ended up on the ground. And, yeah, I like to see that. I like to see that aggression, Drew. Like, I feel you. So, him and Tariq, they go on. Sorry, Laura. Tariq must be talking about me, Laura. I keep saying Tariq. Him and Zeke, they go in the house. And next thing we see Monet, she going off on the kids because they only raised $250,000 in about 2 days. And I'm like, girl, and I mean, when we without the $1,000, the $1 million like goal, like $250K, like that's pretty good. Like y'all need to kind of have these sort of projects in the senses more often. Maybe y'all wouldn't be struggling like y'all are, okay? Because obviously, if y'all can't, if y'all don't got $1 million in disposable money, well, I would say 2 million because Diana stole the 1 million, but y'all needed to have a couple million stacked up for real, in a Swiss bank account or something, stock something like for real. But I don't know if drug dealers use stocks, y'all. So yeah, like scratch that. So, Monet is not happy, of course. I'm like, Monet, what did you raise? What did you raise, girl? Let me think. Did she raise anything, y'all? Y'all let me know in the comments, okay? But Drew storms off. He's like, yo, bro, like I raised the most money through this little GoFundMe situation, so you shouldn't be yelling at me. So he starts storming out. And as he stormed out the house, Davis, he's coming in. He was like, dang, you gonna punch me too? And then, of course, Drew ain't trying to hear. And David says something that I feel like it was maybe pivotal, y'all. I don't know if I'm reaching. But he says, all right, killer. And I'm like, ooh, is this foreshadowing, y'all? Is this foreshadowing? Do y'all think Drew is going to kill somebody this season, y'all? I don't know. We got 4 or 5 more episodes? 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 5 episodes, y'all. I don't know. I definitely feel like Drew may catch a body, y'all. Drew may catch a body, all right? But anywho, okay, Zeke, Lord, okay, so in exchange for the reporter that Drew punched, Zeke now has to do an interview with Jemele Hill in order for the reporter to be quiet and not press charges because the reporter is part of a large organization that is, part of the fake organization that Jemele Hill is a part of. So I was like, ooh, girl, Drew, did you really have to punch him? I mean, I don't know, y'all. If somebody was talking smack with my daddy, I don't think I'll punch him. Oh, God, I'm a hot mess. Okay. So y'all, we see Tariq and Braden. They're in the dorm room, and Braden was like, "Hey, I know you and Lauren all booed up, but she cannot know about our business, okay?" But I'm like, Braden, you setting rules and boundaries. Meanwhile, you all up in here doing dumb hood rat ish with damn Kane, and you ain't telling Tariq. Like, ooh, the hypocrisy. I'm like, ooh, Braden, boy, sit down, okay? But Tariq was like, yeah, whatever. Lauren's good. I got bigger issues, okay? I got bigger fish to fry. So he shows Braden footage of Big Mama in the liquor store, man. She buying 2 cases of liquor or wine or what have you. And Yasmin comes in. I guess she was sitting in the car for forever and comes in and asks Big Mama what's going on. Big Mama, she ruffles Jazz up a little bit. I was like, ooh. But Tariq said, long story short, he bribed the cashier for the footage. I was like, y'all. So, Tariq, he emails that footage to somebody. I feel like, it was his lawyer or the judge or somebody. I'm like, Lord, it's too much going on in the family, okay? And so, Braden was like, bro, we can have like a boys' night in, you know what I'm saying? We get some pizza, wings, what have you. And so in the midst of this, he gets a text from Kane pretty much saying, hey, I got another lick for you. And so, of course, Braden, he goes and accepts this little lick invitation from Kane and tells, Tariq, like, hey, let's take a rain check. I got something to do with, this quiz that I got to study for with this hot girl, what have you. So, Tariq, he, brushes off and says, all right, that's cool, bro. But Tariq, kind of looks at, Braden when he leaves like, I don't know, Negro. I feel you lying to me. So I hope Tariq, he gets his, gets his inner fifth sense going on and realize like Braden is with the bull, okay? So y'all, lick number 2, I guess. We at this jewelry store. They about to close up shop. And, in the nick of time, Braden tells the owner, like, hey, I got, a credit card. I need to get something from my girl, whatever. It's really an emergency. So Kane is behind him, but he pretty much, says, hey, I just need to come in. So long story short, this is all a ploy to stick up the jewelry store, okay? So Braden, he's looking at the jewelry like he gonna buy it. Next thing we see, Kane popping in. He's shooting the cameras, and they pretty much, robbed the jewelry store, okay? And, the camera pans on this particular sign, okay, in the beginning of the scene, pretty much saying that the footage of the camera are being monitored off the premises, okay? So we know that it's going to bite Braden's ass in the future, okay? Because he didn't have no mask on. Kaden had a mask on, but yeah, Braden, you doing too damn much, bro. Okay, so y'all, we see that Kamal, he found footage of Zeke actually buying some items at a store when Jabari was killed. I'm like, okay, Zeke, was you buying like Red Bull and condoms or what have you? I guess that's not even like a question, but that kind of, puts Zeke in the clear. And of course, detective doing too much. He was like, no. Maybe could have hired Ramirez to kill Jabari. And I'm like, bruh, it's too much, okay? So, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what kind of noogie Professor Carrie got going on under them skirts, okay? So, y'all, we see Tariq. He is prepping Zeke, okay, for this interview, okay? He has obtained a set of questions. Or I should say, Davis obtained a set of questions from his hookup at the, organization, what have you, at the news station, and he's prepping Zeke on the responses, okay? So Tariq is doing a very good job, and yeah, we see the interview going on in this live, y'all. Oh, bruh, y'all did not set Zeke up for success, okay? We would have had like a pre-recorded situation deal going on. So Jamel Hill, she's going to the script. Zeke is doing a pretty good job. And yeah, y'all, she goes off script, okay? She goes off script and start asking about Ramirez and his gun, and it just goes completely wrong. And Zeke pretty much storms off. He said, y'all with the BS, I ain't do this. Like, this is crazy, okay? And it makes Zeke look bad, but I low-key wasn't mad at him, but it was kind of giving me like R. Kelly vibes when he had that interview with Gail. But of course, we know Zeke was innocent, okay? So y'all, Davis at the end, he gets a text from the DA office, and they want Zeke to turn himself in the morning. And I'm like, oh, bruh. Zeke, you better get you some good steak and lobster, because we know this may be your last meal if things go wrong, as it has been, okay? But yeah, y'all, rewind a little bit, because when Zeke was having his interview with Jamel Hill, okay, so the family, they're like in the green room or what have you, and they're watching the interview as it's going on. And so when Ramirez came up, Monet peeps Kane, he looking real stressed and tense, okay? So she realized, oh, Kane, you stupid mother, you know what? So, when everybody tries to figure out what's going on, after the interview, we saw Kane, he's ghost, like he left. So I guess, Monet, she peeps and took the quickest elevator downstairs and told Kane, like, yo, bro, you think I'm dumb? Okay, meet me at the park. We need to talk about this, okay? So long story short, Kane confesses the whole situation about Jabari and Officer Ramirez. And so she pretty much tells him, like, bro, you need to dig up Ramirez's body, because that will allow the CSI people to, investigate, and they will realize, hey, Ramirez has been dead longer than Jabari has, died, whatever. So, what I'm saying? That would clear Zeke of the whole situation. And Kane was like, but Mom, that would kind of possibly get on me. And she was like, whatever, my dude, like, you got to figure that out, all right? And we see Monet, she gets a text from Davis, and he said, dang, girl, you work fast. The $1 million has been paid in full. And I was like, ooh. But I was assuming she already paid that $1 million, since, he's prepping Zeke and everything. Maybe they just gave him the $250, as a down payment or what have you. I don't know how, Davis's payment plans work, y'all, but that was interesting, okay? So, y'all, yet another person enters and assaults your boy Tariq, okay? Big Mama comes up to the dorm room and slaps the dog-ish out of Tariq, because she done got the notification, you know what I'm saying? She got the letter of him fighting for custody, okay? And she read the dog F out of Tariq, and I was like, Big Mama ain't wrong. She ain't wrong in terms of Tariq, pretty much being a poison in the family. But Big Mama, I'm gonna need you to sober up, girl. Like, find another hobby. Go play bingo or something, child, because the alcohol that isn't working, okay? So we see Kane, he's in the car, he's talking to Mecca. He was like, hey, I can't really do any licks anymore at this point, because I got to leave town, okay? And Mecca was like, hey, what's going on here? He was like, hey, I got to do something real quick for my cousin, then I got to be ghost. And so he was like, pretty much, long story short, put a bug in Kane's ear, and said, hey, is there any way you can have a fall guy so you won't get caught, okay? So, of course, Kane, now he wants to start using his brain, child. So now we see Drew and Everett, okay? And I'm like, oh, my God. And this is nothing to do with the homosexuality. I don't want it to come off that way. It's just the storyline just seems so, like, irrelevant or just unnecessary. But I do know that they are spending the screen time, because I feel like they're really probably going to have Drew kill Everett or something like that. It's definitely going to be something going on with this relationship. But long story short, Drew, he pretty much tells Everett, hey, ask me anything, okay? I want to be transparent as possible with you, boo, okay? And so, like, question number 2, Everett asked Drew, hey, does your family sell drugs? And Drew was like, I don't trust you with that answer. I'm like, bruh, why'd you bring up this whole conversation? I'm like, are you serious right now? I can't answer that question. Fool, you just told me, ask me anything. Oh, that is some nigga shit, y'all. I'm not even going to lie, all right? So, y'all, oh, Lord, this scene was too much for me. Okay, so Monet, she goes to Dante, okay, a.k.a. Mecca, okay? And she was like, you paid Davis? He was like, yeah. to protect our son. And I was like, excuse me. Yeah, I know my voice is starting to sound horrible, y'all. But that sound was quite accurate. I was like what? Our son? Like, hold up. So long story short, Zeke is the love child, okay, of Monet and Mecca, aka Dante. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a plot twist that I did not see coming, y'all. But long story short, Mecca told her, like, hey, you don't have to live like this. I can take care of you and your children, okay? You don't have to keep chasing waterfalls, okay? You ain't got to keep chasing the waterfalls. I got you, boo. And so they start kissing. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I felt Monet she just needed that kiss, y'all. I could tell. Oh my God. So we see Brayden and Kane in the woods, y'all. And Brayden low-key pleading for his life because he don't know what's about to happen, okay? And so, long story short, Brayden and Kanan, okay? Sorry, why am I calling him Kanan? Kane, they dig up Ramirez's body, okay? And so we see Tariq and Lauren in Lauren's dorm room, and they're kissing, about to get it in. And, she's taking her shirt off, and Tariq notices her Rolex. He was like, oh, that's cool. That's how your parents got that for you. And she was like, yeah, but of course it's still tick, 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 ticking like a time bomb. I'm like, Tariq, now I hope you putting 2 to 2 together, because I know Ghost had some Rolexes, and I know you should know that Rolexes do not tick like that. Because I don't think he owned any. Because I think I remember when the state lawyer was saying, speaking the will, he told Tariq that Ghost is leaving him his watch collection. So I'm not sure if that's after he graduates or not. But yeah, Tariq, your family's been big baller status for a very long time. So I hope you know what I'm saying, you peep game, okay? But Lauren, she goes and puts the watch in a medicine cabinet in the bathroom. And yeah, y'all, I'm like, but Tariq kind of gave another look, like kind of similar to the look he gave Brayden. So I'm like, I hope Tariq is putting 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 together and no one's equaling the bullshit, okay? Lauren, girl, Lauren. Oh my God. So yeah, y'all, we see Detective doing too damn much. He's in his office, and Kamal comes in. It's like, hey, I've been reading like the Jabari's like novel that was in progress, and there's some interesting details that you really need to look at. And so in the middle of that conversation, Detective doing too damn much gets a phone call. He was like, oh, we need to go. So long story short, the police they found Ramirez's body, and I was like, I know this is TV, y'all, but it was in the middle of the woods. Like, did Kane have some random white woman, like, call this body in? Like, how did y'all find this body that quick? Okay, this is weird, okay? But anyway, CSI confirmed, hey, this body's been dead for 2 weeks, and they found Ramirez's little ID, what have you. And so we see Brayden and Kane back in the dorm, and it's just funny because Kane is always up in here. He need to enroll, like, dang, bro, you always up in this campus, okay? So Brayden, he ain't made for this life. So he is throwing the F up, okay? And he in the bathroom chucking up the deuces and what have you. And meanwhile, your boy Kane put Ramirez's badge in Tariq's drawer, okay? So yeah, he is pretty much framing Tariq, and he probably think he is the smartest. He think he is just the smartest Negro right now. And I'm like, Kane, bruh. Kane, it ain't gonna work out, bruh. It ain't gonna work out, y'all. But that was episode 4, y'all. If you still listening, I definitely appreciate you rocking with your girl, okay? Sounding like Scruffnuffles, okay? But I had to get this out, y'all. It was just killing me having to wait so long to get this out to you guys, okay? So please like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're not a subscriber already. Please share this video if you think your friends, family may enjoy this. And leave your girl a comment, okay? What did you think about this episode, okay? All right, y'all. Well, I hope you guys have a blessed day. And I should be uploading this before the new year. So you guys have a blessed and safe new year. And I wish you all pieces and blessings and love. And I hope you guys get everything you desire in 2022. All right. All right. See y'all later. Bye-bye.